Without any type of additional help, I think the private industry is going to have a really rough time in the coming years.
Guam Chamber of Commerce Chairman Teo says the private industry is suffering while government spending increases. This as the chamber tracks a quote dramatic number of businesses shutting down and reducing operations since the pandemic. At least 60 companies they know of right now.
We've been open without no customers, no tourists for many, many years. And now you see the full effects of that here on island. You see a lot of businesses closing. You see prices have not actually come down.
They believe that reducing the business privilege tax would help revitalize the island's economy, paired with GovGuam's fiscal responsibility.
Now, I know everyone assumes that private business owners are going to take that profit and they're going to pocket it. I think most of the business owners that I've talked to, they all say the same thing. They want to take care of their employees. They want to pay them what they're worth. They want to be able to stay competitive so that they don't start losing some of their staff to Guam.
The business privilege tax, or BPT, was raised from 4% to 5% in 2017. He says this was only supposed to be a temporary increase to offset expected federal tax cuts. But this tax increase is still in place today, despite increased government spending and surplus, leaving the private sector and consumers to carry the burden.
We've been for years, the private industry has been for years trying to catch up with the government pay grade. That 20% increases, 22% increases. Gov Guam has been paying their employees a lot better than the private sector has been. We have an issue with retaining some of our employees.
The chamber is urging lawmakers to immediately hold a public hearing on Bill 11 to reduce the BPT and allow for open debate and community input. Meantime, as businesses struggle to survive,
they don't have the capital to improve their business and clean up some of the eyesores that everyone seems to mention out, on the street.
the chamber is focused on tourism recovery and is in talks with the Guam Visitors Bureau to aid in destination improvement.
How are we going to start attracting all those businesses to start coming back to Guam if we're already suffering? And how are we going to attract them if there's so many retail outlets that are closed? How are we going to ask tourists to come here if there's nothing to do here?
Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.